Welcome back guys to another video. This is my 2025 Chinese Grand Prix driver ratings. I know this is a bit late, but I've been busy recently, so hope you enjoy this. Bortoleto to start things off, and I'm giving him a 4 out of 10 this weekend. Started the sprint 14th, finished the sprint 18th, started 19th and finished 17th. And he will have finished 14th after the disqualifications. He was always around the back and made a silly mistake on the first lap of the race, costing him more positions. Without that, I believe he would have finished even higher, possibly scoring points. Nico Hülkenberg up next. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. For the sprint, he started in the pit lane, finished the sprint at 19th, started 12th and finished the race in 18th, which became 15th afterwards. Great qualifying from him, honestly, but other than that, he was constantly near the back, which I don't think is supposed to happen for him, because considering he just scored points last week in Australia, I hope that he will have gotten better results this week. It's a shame for Hülkenberg to be finishing that low down. We now move on to Albon. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Started the sprint 9th, finished the sprint 11th, started the main race 10th and finished 9th, which became 7th afterwards. He was in the midfield and outperformed Sainz this week, so good job to him. And so he deserves a grade of 8, I feel. We now move on to Carlos Sainz. 5.5 out of 10. He started the sprint 13th, finished the sprint 17th, started the main race 15th and finished 13th, which became 10th. Constantly being outperformed by his teammate and did not score any points at all this week. Edit that. After disqualifications, he did score 1 point, which is less than Albon significantly. Next up, Isack Hadjar. Please keep in mind that my text here is a bit slow, and so the other points are coming out first, so bear in mind that for the rest later. Anyway, 6 out of 10 for Hadjar. Started the sprint 15th, finished the sprint 13th, started main race 7th and finished 14th, which became 11th. Good qualifying but had no race pace. It's RB's fault, to be honest. Tsunoda with a 7.5. Started the sprint 8th, finished the sprint 6th, started the main race 9th and finished the main race 19th or 16th afterwards. Great sprint portion from him, but the main race was bad. We can't really blame him though. His front wing randomly broke on its own and the RB pit box was horrendous this week. Perhaps I've been a bit too harsh on him. Next up, Ollie Bearman. 8 out of 10 for him. Started the sprint 12th and finished the sprint 15th. Started the main race 17th and finished the main race 10th, which became 8th after the disqualifications. Good job to him. Now he has points on the board. And he made moves at the back very nicely and got me cheering on for him. Dive bombs here and there, switchbacks, great moves from him. He has the potential of a future world champion. Now Esteban Ocon, 9 out of 10. He started the sprint 18th and finished the sprint 16th, started the main race 11th and finished the main race 7th, which became 5th afterwards. The sprint was really bad for him. In the qualifying and race had great pace and was quite fast. And to finish 5th in the standings after being dead last week is a great achievement. Now we move on to Jack Doohan, which I'm only going to give a 4. He started the sprint 16th and finished the sprint 20th. Started the main race 18th and finished it 16th, which became 13th after disqualifications. Not the weekend he would have wanted, constantly near the back and even got a penalty for pushing Hadjar off track. However, it's not completely his fault as he had a lockout, but the penalty that he earned himself at the sprint, that was his fault. And so I had to mark him down on it, which led his grade becoming a 4. Pierre Gasly now, 6.5 out of 10. Started the sprint 17th, finished the sprint 12th. Started the main race 16th and finished the main race 11th before being disqualified. He's always so close to the points. It's unfortunate that he just got disqualified. His car, I believe, was 1 kg underweight or something. Qualifying was not great, and he got knocked out in both SQ1 and Q1, but he did recover after that. But yeah, as I said, I'm fortunate to get disqualified. Now moving on to the Aston Martins, starting with Lance Stroll. I'm going to give Lance a 7.5 out of 10 this week. Started the sprint 10th, finished the sprint 9th, started the main race 14th and finished the main race 12th, which became 9th after disqualifications. He's a lot better this year than the last, constantly outperforming Alonso. He did score 2 points afterwards, so yeah. Next, as mentioned, Alonso, 6 out of 10, started the sprint 11th, finished the sprint 10th, started the main race 13th and finished DNF. Kept finishing behind Stroll, not sure why. Had to retire from the race due to a brake failure, so we can't really judge. But I believe before he retired, he was ahead of Stroll. So maybe Alonso's still like... still has the competitive edge over Stroll, but like he's unfortunate. Antonelli up next. 9 out of 10 for him. Started the sprint 7th, finished the sprint 7th. Started the main race 8th. Finished the main race 8th and became 6th after disqualifications from the others. Great job getting to both Q3 and SQ3. Furthermore, he finished in the points for both the sprint and the race, so good job to Kimi. George Russell's the next driver I'll be rating. I'm only going to give an 8 this week. Started the sprint 5th, finished the sprint 4th. Started the main race 2nd and finished the main race 3rd. He always does not need to defend or overtake and he still gets a podium. But it is good as it shows he is consistent. So like as I said, Russell's the driver that will do nothing and yet still get a podium. Okay, Liam Lawson is the next one to be rated. I'm going to give him a 1 out of 10. He started the sprint 19th and finished the sprint 14th. Started the main race 20th and finished it 15th. Then became 12th after disqualifications. He was very, very, very far off Verstappen. It probably is the curse of the second Red Bull seat, but shouldn't be qualifying last and finishing in the bottom 5. And after this poor performance, Red Bull have decided to drop him for Tsunoda. Next up, we have the reigning world champion, Verstappen. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 this week. Started the sprint 2nd, finished the sprint 3rd. Started the main race 4th and finished 4th after the disqualifications. Good compared to his teammate, nothing more he could have done. Wait, I don't think he has a change to his position after disqualifications, so he just finished 4th. Yeah. He's very, very close to getting sprint pole, missing out by 0.018 seconds to Hamilton, which we'll get on shortly. Well, I would have given it a 10, I think. Hamilton is the first Ferrari driver to be rated. 9 out of 10. Started the sprint 1st, finished the sprint 1st. Started the main race 5th, finished 6th before getting disqualified. Great sprint portion for him and the win. If I was just rating sprint itself, it would definitely be a 10 out of 10. But he said he felt the car was on a knife's edge after qualifying and went for a 2-stop that did not pay off. And afterwards, he got disqualified for having too much wear on his plank under the car. Next Ferrari driver, Charles Leclerc. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. He started the sprint 4th and finished it 5th. Started the main race 6th and finished it 5th before getting disqualified. Good job as he was consistent across the weekend. However, getting disqualified was unfortunate for him. He was like 1 kg underweight or something. They are followed by the two reigning Constructors' champions, McLaren, starting with Oscar Piastri. Piastri's performance this weekend deserves a 10 out of 10, nothing less. Started the sprint 3rd and finished it 2nd. Started the main race 1st and finished it 1st. Great sprint by him overtaking Verstappen, and it was complete domination by him in the race. Good job. I think we could have a title fight in our hands this year between Piastri and Norris. Will it turn out to be like 2016 where Rosberg and Hamilton fought each other? Or will it be clean? Finally, Lando Norris. 8 out of 10. Started the sprint 6th and finished the sprint 8th. He started the main race 3rd and finished it 2nd. Sprint was horrible for his standard. He got a bad start and was staring at the back of Lance Stroll's car for the whole entire race until like the last lap when he finally overtook. Race was a bit more like it, but finished behind Piastri, but Piastri dominated, but so it's forgivable. However, I'm only going to give him an 8. So now, to see my driver ratings rankings, in first and the only 10 out of 10, Piastri. Second goes to Ocon with a score of 9. Verstappen gets 9 as well, which puts him third. Hamilton and Antonelli both with 9 also, 4th and 5th respectively. 6th place goes to Leclerc with a score of 8.5. Batman with a score of 8 goes to 7th. With a score of 8, Albon, Norris, Russell, 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. Stroll with a 7.5 goes to 11th. And with a similar score of 7.5, Tsunoda goes in 12th. 13th goes to Gasly with a score of 6.5. 14th and 15th belong to Alonso and Hadjar, which both have a score of 6. Hulkenberg with a score of 5, 17th. Bortoleto and Doohan both with 4s, 18th and 19th respectively. And last place goes to Lawson, who I've given a 1. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.